overview of what this dashboard has without using my slicer yet. So we can see clearly that we have a total of 10,000 customers. And of these 10,000 customers, the churn ratio is 0.20. In percentage, that is about 20%, which is a lot, because if you are looking at churn ratio, then you would business advice and business calculations will tell you that when your churn ratio is between 5 and 7%, your business is safe. But when it exceeds 10%, then it's problem, which means from here we can see a major issue and we need to talk about how to solve it, but that will be at the end of my presentation. Now, looking at the division by gender, you can see that we have 4,500, about 4,500 females and about 5,400 male customers. In my opinion, the difference is not so much, so I'm not going to dwell at all on that. Now, of the 10,000 total customers, 5,151 are active. That's a little bit above average, which means we have almost 50% customers that are not active. That's another area to look into. Why are these people not active? Right. All right. So the next is my card here that talks about the distribution by number of products. We can see clearly that the people with one product in the total customers database that we have, those with one product takes a little above 50% of the whole business, which means more people are going for just one product, right? Followed by two products, then three products is very, very, very low. That's 2.66% is really low, right? So which means one product has it, second two products a bit follows it, which means whatever the bank is selling, people are going for one product more than two products. Very important. Then about credit card ownership, there's a very large gap between those that have credit card and those that don't have credit card. Those that have credit card stands above 70%, while those that don't have is about 29%, which is a very huge gap. And we're going to see if this affects the churn rate or not. Let's talk about distribution by location. By location, we see that France has the most of, the customers, the French customers are the most. The French customers are the most. I wouldn't say followed by Germany, because Germany and Spain are very close. So I would say that the business is servicing, half of the business is servicing French customers, while the remaining half, about half, is servicing both Spain and Germany, which means we want to ask questions. Why is that so, right? But we'll come back to that. Now, let's look at count by age group. Let's look at age group of the people that are visiting and patronizing this bank business. We have the highest being the young adult. The highest being the young adult, that's about, if I'm going to estimate here, I will say about 6,000 out of a total of 10,000, which means whatever the bank is producing appeals more to young adults than to middle age than to old. Middle adult is not doing so bad. They come next to young adults in patronage, but the old people are not really patronizing, very low number, which tells us a lot, right? If a business is servicing more of young adults and very low old adults, those are the extremes, right? It shows that the business really, really appeals to young adults, which might not even be a problem, right? Which might not be a problem, is the churn rates we're trying to solve here, not whether it appeals to young adults or old adults. Now, by customers, churn ratio or churned customers by credit card group. Now, this is not the point where we're looking at the churned value. This is just the customers. I should have done customers by credit score group, not churn customers. Customers by credit score group. We can see that those with excellent credit score are not really patronizing the bank. And that begs the question, is this product or the products of the bank catering majorly to what's it called, to people that don't have excellent? Because you can see that excellent and very good are really close, sort of close actually, and you can tell that those that have good credit score are not the main customers of this bank product. That's just to clear the air. And finally, count tenure. I think what I would do is, for context, What it means by count tenor is, okay, count of tenor, right? What it means basically is how many years have our customers been with us, and it's a distribution. That's why you can see that it's a sort of like a bar, right? I'm not going to make comments on this because I can see for a fact that the difference, aside from the extreme 0 and 10 years, the difference amongst the rest from 1 to 9 is not so much, which means for this analysis, I'm not going to focus on the count tenor at all because it's not making any difference whatsoever. Now, that's an overview of my dashboard. That's an overview of this report I'm presenting. Now, let's now look at the churn. So I'm going to go to my slicer and click on churn. But to be sure that you're following me, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you so much. All right, so let's check our churn. Remember, we already said that we had about 20% churn, which clearly showing from here, 2037 is about 20% of the 10,000 we saw earlier, right? I'm not going to. Okay, I think I want to look at, the only thing I'm going to look at here at this stop is this particular card that says active customers is 735. Hold on. Out of 5,000 plus, the active customers that have churned is 735. Not so high, not up to 25%, not up to 50%, which means in that regard, I think we are good. We should not focus on whether customers are active or not to look at our churn value. Now, let's talk about distribution by number of products. It is very clear at this point that those that have, or those that buy one product from the bank churn the most. And guess what? This disparity is not a small one, 69.17%. It is like saying that, oh, if a customer is, if it is like saying that 6 out of 10 customers will churn if they're only buying one product. 6 out of 10 customers will churn. In fact, 7 out of 10 customers will churn if they're only buying one product. That is scary, I must tell you. So this is something to look out for. I'm going to give my recommendation after, but I want you to pick the key points I'm emphasizing. 7 out of 10 customers will churn if they are buying only one product. I'll be back to that in my recommendation. The next is the credit card ownership, right? And I have to be careful here. The truth is, the difference is not much. So I'm saying, and I will explain. I know that you gave feedback for for Kingsley on this, but I will explain. The credit card ownership is at 69.91%. Yes. Those that have credit card those that have credit card and churned are about 70%, and those that don't have about 30. I'm not comparing 70 and 30. I'm comparing the total value with the churned value. The total is 70. 70 against 69.9 is not a difference to be worried about. So I can also for a fact say that credit card ownership is not affecting our business. Whether you have credit card or not is not affecting this business. So I'm going to move next to distribution by location. And you can also see, before I move to distribution by location, you can also see that those that don't have credit card, 29.4%, 45%, versus those that don't still have but have churned is 30. No much difference. Now let's talk about distribution by location. Remember that France had the highest, about 50% of the whole customer base, right? But when you look at the churn values, France has 39.76%, close to Germany. In my opinion, I would say that, let's see again, I would say that more France people are churning, which means the business has to look at why. Now, from the information I got that I worked with, I can tell that this bank is based in, it's a Canadian bank, right? If you look inward into this, you will know that Canada has two official languages, that is English and French. If France customers are churning, then there's an issue because In my opinion, they should even retain more France customers or more French customers because of language similarities. Spain and Germany, they don't speak French. So why are we having more French customers churning? That's another very important aspect to look at. If our own people are running away from our business, then we need to check what is happening. So maybe I'll touch on that when I come to recommendation. Let's move to count of age group. Now remember that originally our distribution of age group has young adults patronizing the business the most. Great, right? Now, when it comes to the churned value, you will notice that the people in the middle age, and I'll quickly remind us that young adults in this context is between 20 years and 39 years, middle age is between 40 years and 59 years, and old is 60 and above. So we have a lot of middle adult people churning, which means, remember I said earlier when we look at the overview of the data, that a lot of young people are patronizing. So this is me saying that not only that a lot of young people are patronizing, a lot of middle adults or middle age people are leaving the business, which means the business is doing something that appeals to young people but does not appeal to middle aged people, which we also have to look at. I'll give some recommendations at the end. Let's move to churned customers by credit score group. Right. Originally, we had fair in front, and now fair is still in front. So you can see that if I'm going to look at credit score group, I would say that okay. So without my slicer, the general data is showing fair, followed by good. But let's look at the churn data. The poor people are churning. The fair is sort of staying in the same position, so I'm not going to give comments on that. But you will notice that the poor people are churning. So, question: are the products too expensive, or what exactly is happening that is making the the poor people leave the business? So that's another very important question to ask. If you look at the other ones, the good, the very good, and the excellent card ownership, you will realize that there's not so much difference, right? So it's the poor people we're supposed to focus on and ask ourselves questions: what exactly is happening? And finally, the count by tenure. I said I'm not going to say anything about this because the difference is not much. The difference is not much. The difference is not much. So the number of years customers have spent in the business is not affecting churn rate so much, which brings me to one simple conclusion on that. It means that the quality of the product might not be the issue, right? The quality of the products might not be the issue. If the number of people that have been with the business for just 1 year and those that have been in the business for 10 years is not changing so much, they are not churning so much based on this particular value, then I can confidently say that okay, the tenure is not the issue, right? The product is not bad with quality, like quality that should determine whether or not customers what's the word whether or not old time customers or new customers will be affected. Now, to my recommendations, I would like to say first and foremost that there's a need to focus on the middle-aged customers, those between 40 and 59 years, as they have the most churn. So the question is, maybe a survey. Let's know why these people living and leaving. You can do a survey with the middle-aged people that are still in the business. Ask them what they think about the business. Ask them what should be improved on about the business. This survey can focus solely on the middle-aged people, and let us know why they are not satisfied, and see whether these reasons are truly age-based or just perspective issues. Number two recommendation: it's important to help customers with poor credit card scores improve their credit to reduce churn, and as well as the customers with fair credit card scores as well. It's important to help them improve their credit card score. If it's going to be by advising them, if it's going to be by helping them speak to credit card companies, if it's going to be by giving them financial literacy, but something has to be done in that regard. The next one says to get customers to have more than one product. Look at it. Those that have one product are churning the most. I said it, about 70% of people with just one product buying just one product and churning, which means as soon as you get customers, it's important that the bank, my clients in this case, it's important that they find a way to upsell to these people to buy an additional product, because it looks like with an additional product, someone reacting, with an additional product, the people stay better. So try as much as possible to not keep people at the one product phase. Very important. Very important. Finally, oh, it's time, Abi. No vex. Um, Offer products that appeal to customers with low churn, like Spain. Like in Spain. Spain has low churn. That means something is happening, right? So, what are the products that appeal to them? Give them more of that. Let them even stay more, right? Then finally, we need to use models to find customers likely to churn and take action before they do. What I'm trying to say there is, we know that middle-aged people churn, for example. We know that people with one product churn, for example. Let us be proactive and find a way to internalize them. Our customer care representatives should be nicer to this set of people, should be able to ask questions and follow them up and show them that yes, our business matters too. Your satisfaction rather matters to us. Thank you so much. I'm done.